What is up, everybody? Alessandro here from Tony'sPicks.com. Going to give you guys some Contender Series picks for Tuesday night. I'm going to give you guys a 3-leg parlay here because they are favorites. Not a card I'm super in love with. Some of these dogs that, I like to try to touch. I'm not seeing anything here. Really, on the first two cards, we've seen that kid, the Bang Sukur guy, obviously do a quick turnaround and show up on the UFC 319 card. Don't think anybody's going to do something like that this week, but, still got some fights in front of us that we can make some money on, so let's get into it. My first little parlay I'm going to give out, or leg of the parlay here, it's going to be Lee Scott at minus 500. He's facing this Kaushik Sycamore from India. We've seen, Jubal comes to my mind, or Jubilee comes to my mind here, the other female fighter. These Indian fighters have struggled coming into the UFC, facing a much higher level competition, obviously, in the UFC than what they've seen. And, I don't think anything's going to be much different here. I see, Lee Scott minus 500 for a reason type fight. He's 9-0 himself. I see a mid-second round at worst finish, possibly even first-round finish here for Lee Scott, wherever he wants, honestly. On to the next leg. It's going to be Ramiro Jimenez minus 340. We saw Tommy Quosi, taking a selfie here at the weigh-ins. He's looking kind of confident, 8-0 on his record, all finishes. Hasn't been outside of the second round. But then you look at Ramiro Jimenez, the Mexican fighter here, 10-0. Face a little bit tougher competition coming up. Has had to go the distance a couple times here. Had a back-and-forth fight as well. And, edged that out, showed some heart late. So he's been battle-tested here. And, I get the minus 340 price. I'm going to go here with Ramiro Jimenez as my second leg as my parlay here. Ramiro Jimenez minus 340. And then for the third and final leg, we're going to look here at this main event of the Contender Series. We're going to go to Jose Delano minus 500. A little bit more experience here than Exposito. A lot more film you can see here on Delano as well. Fighting in the LFA, a little bit tougher competition. I get it. I get why the price is, at minus 500. If he keeps this fight on the feet, it's stoppage whenever he wants. Exposito has some submission capability on his record, and, could, if he get this fight to the ground, have a chance. I just don't see that happening. So my three-teamer here is going to be Lee Scott, Ramiro Jimenez, and Jose Delano. Let's make some money. Peace.